Hey YouTube, bigerikbaby here with an overview of PvP in Elder Scrolls Online, a game I'm really enjoying right now. And there's a lot of things to go over in this game with PvP, so let us jump right into it because I don't want to take up too much of your time. First thing that you're going to want to do is actually get to the PvP area, which is called Cyrodiil, and you do this by hitting the L key and bringing up the campaign menu. From here there is an overview and leaderboards section, and the last section is going to show all the servers that you're able to go to. You can right click on one of these and set it as your home server, which I've already done, and now what you want to do is hit E when you have selected your server to join it. It is going to give you a little loading icon, and after a little bit the game will let you know that solo access is available, and you can transport into that server by hitting the E key again. Now the loading screen here is going to say Cyrodiil, which is good. That's where we're trying to go, and it shouldn't take too long to load up. Once it loads up, you can see that we're in a fortified base area, and there is a quest to my left side and some things to the right, but here in the middle is a way shrine looking thing. This is called a Transitus Shrine, which is the way you get around Cyrodiil to the forts that you hold, and once you bring up this Transitus Shrine map, you can see which forts you can travel to, which will have green borders around them. The yellow faction is taking a keep near us, which is going to cut us off from one of our forts down below because we don't have a direct line to it. So we would have to spawn at a farther away keep and run to it, or recapture the keep the yellow faction took from us. Now I used the Transitus Shrine in the main base, and now you can see I'm in a castle, so it's as easy as that traveling to and from places in Cyrodiil. Now taking a look back at our map, you can see which forts are being attacked, as well as where the battles are. Where there is a battle, there will be a crossed swords icon, which will show the battle area, and depending on the color of the swords and the size of the icon, it will show you which faction is fighting which and how big the actual battle is. Now back at the main base is a shrine with a nice little roof over it. This is going to be your standard way shrine, which will take you back to the main area once you are done playing PvP. And you use this way shrine like any other in the game by selecting which one you want to travel to and hitting E. And once the loading screen goes away, you can see that I'm back in the PvE area and not in Cyrodiil anymore. Pulling the map back up at our main base in Cyrodiil, you can see the Transitus Shrine right in the middle, as well as the icon for the standard way shrine at the top. Scattered around the area is the Siege Merchant, where you can purchase weapons to use against enemy forts, which I'll go over later in the video. There are also gear merchants you can buy some pretty good gear from, as well as a stable and a mercenary merchant, where you can buy NPCs to send to different areas. Now let's get to the real meat of the PvP overview video, which is the actual player versus player combat that takes place. As you can see, there is a battle going on with the red faction and the blue faction, and the standard combat plays out relatively similar to the PvE combat, and you have the same spells and attacks and everything else. You might notice that near my crosshair it says hidden, which means I am in sneak mode and I can't be seen by the enemy. I am completely invisible until an enemy gets near me. The sneak mode is something you're going to be using a lot unless you enjoy dying, because as you can see in the main battle, there are people dying all over the place. When you're in sneak mode, your main priority is to catch the enemy by surprise and maybe kill off a healer or a range type unit, which is what I try to do here. I opened with a spell that is supposed to knock the enemy over right where they're standing, but it apparently knocked him down first, and I have to try and finish this kill because he knows where I am, which doesn't work out for me because all the other people notice me and take me down. Here in this next clip, we're going to show a successful attack from Sneaking. TVR, whose YouTube channel is linked below in the description, is on a siege weapon aiming at the keep for the sole purpose of drawing in this lone yellow player, who has no idea I was here because I'm invisible and sneaking. Once she gets close to us, I use my attack that knocks her down, which works properly this time, and we attack her, and after the enemy uses her potion, we finish her off. Now in the clip before last, you did see me die, and when you die, you can choose to either spawn back at the nearest keep, or you have 10 minutes where friendlies are able to revive you. To be able to revive someone, you need to buy an empty Grand Soul Gem from the Siege Merchant, and you have to fill it up. You're going to want to have the spell to be able to capture souls, which is in the skills area, and you should cast it on the enemy when his health is low. I casted my spell, and you can see the enemy is glowing blue, and when I kill him, I start to glow blue, which means I've filled one of my soul gems, and I can now revive any of my teammates. Speaking of the Siege Merchant, now I'm back at the main base, and we're going to see what we can purchase from him. You can buy Flaming Oil, which you can pour off a wall on enemies when you are defending, and right below that is the empty soul gems I just mentioned. You can also buy Trebuchets, which are powerful against the keep walls and doors, There are ballistas, which are good at taking out other enemy siege weapons, and catapults, which are good at taking out standard infantry, and there are variations on all of them as well. You can also purchase a battering ram, which you can set up at the front door of keeps and smash their door in, as well as forward camps, which act as a placeable spawn point for your faction. All of these can be bought with alliance points, which is the currency you receive by taking forts, killing enemies, and otherwise helping your faction. You can buy a select few of these with standard gold, but you're going to have to PvP to get the best siege weapons. In the list of things you can buy, you can see there's a siege repair kit, which you can use to repair your siege weapons, as well as a masonry kit and a woodworking kit, which can be used to repair damaged doors and damaged walls in your fort. I'll go over those in the later part of the video, but just be aware that you buy those from the siege merchant as well. Now when attacking a keep, one thing that is recommended to do is to attack the resources around the keep first, which bolster the defense when you don't control them. If you capture the farm, which is where we are at now, the guards around the keep wall will get weaker, and if you capture the lumber mill of a fort, it will make the doors around the fort weaker. Same with the fort's mine, it will make the walls weaker if the defending team does not have control of it. To take over a resource, you're going to want to kill all the guards and players around the resource, then have everyone stand around the flag in the center for a bit until you capture it. These resources are hard to defend and easy to take, so take the time to attack them all before moving to a keep. It can save you a lot of time when you're actually attacking the walls or the doors. Now if you have a bow or ranged spells, make sure you attack the mage that is sitting on the tower overlooking the flag. That should be your first priority. Everybody else will be able to attack the guards and overwhelm them as long as you have enough numbers. Now as you can see, I've set up a trebuchet around the keep we're attacking, and everybody else and myself are trying to take down the outer wall so we can gain access to the keep. The defenders can set up siege weapons as well, which will really do some damage to people standing outside the wall. TVR is by my side again, and he is activating a spell that protects me and my siege weapon from taking damage, which is very important. You can see the aura around us that will stop all siege weapon damage, but it also takes a lot of magic to keep this spell up, so TVR cannot hold it indefinitely. It is usually a good idea to shoot the defender's siege weapons while the rest of your team works on the wall or the door. Now if you have a really coordinated PvP effort going, you would have two people using that support spell, and they would be alternating it so the other person could recharge magicka while still protecting the siege weapon doing damage to the wall. We have broken through the outer walls, and everybody had set up in front of the main door of the keep, and as you can see, the front door falls in now because we've done enough damage. One tip I have is to not be the first one charging in when you destroy the outer walls or the keep doors. It will greatly reduce your time to live if you are the first one charging through. Now once you're inside the keep, obviously you're going to want to attack all the enemy players and enemy NPCs. That might be a pretty simple tip, but the capture point in the middle is very important to capture, just like you did with the resources. I am not really engaging in the battle too much because I wanted to give a good view on what goes on during the assault. Once you capture the point, you are going to want to move further into the keep and capture the second and final point, which will bring the fort finally under your control. Here you can see everybody around the second flag, and once we capture this, the fort is now ours. Once you have control of the fort, there will be a quartermaster that spawns near the Transitus Shrine, which will let you claim the keep for your guild, which will give you experience and alliance points. As you can see, there are still some people in the yellow faction trying to take advantage of the fact that this quartermaster is going to spawn here, but our team becomes aware and we kill all of them. Once the quartermaster spawns, you're going to want to talk to him and choose whatever castle you're fighting for to claim it. There's going to be a timer countdown, and then you'll be able to claim it for your guild. Everyone is going to be trying to do this, so you have to be quick on the trigger. I was not quick enough to capture it for the hostile takeover guild, but TVR again comes through and was the one who claimed it for our guild, which is linked in the description if you'd like to join up with us. The final step after claiming the keep is to repair all the doors and walls you came through, which you do by buying the masonry or woodworking kits from the siege merchant like I mentioned earlier, and just using the quick slot near the wall that you want to repair. That's it for this overview of PvP. Thanks for sticking around, and if you subscribe or visit TVR's channel, there will be more tips and strategies on the way for Elder Scrolls Online. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys all enjoyed.